Welcome everyone on La Chaîne Géopolitique. I'm absolutely glad to get your attention tonight. So we will talk tonight about the situation and the pressure on Russia on multiple fronts, coming not only from the US but also from the European Union and from Turkey. So we will analyze those various pressure coming to Russia from those different fronts, and we will go analyze them. So everything started 2-3 weeks ago. If you remember, the U.S. Defense Department disclosed to the rest of the world that Russia is amassing a lot of troops towards the Ukrainian border. Around 150,000 Russian troops are now stationing along the Ukrainian border. And so the U.S. Defense Department requested some justification from the Russian authorities why those Russian troops, why so many Russian troops are present next to the Ukrainian border. So, in the absence of any justification from the Russian authorities, so the U.S. decided to bring some sanctions towards Russia in relation to the cyber attacks that occurred last year. So probably the President Biden thought that there is now a very good timing to bring new sanctions that should have actually been implemented earlier, but probably in order to revive any relation between Russia and US, President Biden preferred to delay them, but due to that, the unacceptable behavior, that's the wording from President Biden, he decided to implement new sanctions against Russia this week, which targets 32 Russian individuals, which are so involved in this cyber attacks that occurred last year, which targeted around 100 US companies like Microsoft. And in addition to targeting 32 Russian individuals, also the US sanction targets the issuance of the Russian debt on the primary market, meaning that anyone buying the debt issuing by the Russian Ministry of Finance will be sanctioned under the US sanction. So it can only now buy the Russian debt on the secondary market, meaning that he will buy from another intermediary, another person, and not directly from the Russian Ministry in Finance. And lastly, the US will expel 10 diplomat personnel from the US territory. So in retaliation, Russia decided also to expel 10 staff members from the US embassy in Moscow, and Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, also suggested that the US ambassador should go to the US for consultation. This possibility of further escalation and further retaliation from Russia towards the United States could occur this week or next week, due to the fact that probably additional sanctions could be brought by the United States and probably by the European Union. Let's start by the European Union, due to the fact that the Czech Prime Minister and the Czech Ministry of Interior yesterday unexpectedly announced a very surprising announcement due to the fact that we learned yesterday that the Russian GRU, so the Russian Military Secret Service, are behind a blast that occurred in October 2014, killing two Czech citizens. So at that time, in October 2014, no one really thought that Russian was behind this blast. So Apparently, it took 6 years and a half to disclose that. So it's not clear exactly why Prime Minister Babiš decided to disclose exactly yesterday those findings, where exactly we knew that Russia was behind, the GRU was behind this attack. It's really unclear. And so the timing is really surprising. Some people would say is a bit suspect even, due to the fact that probably, according to the Russian Foreign Ministry, the Czech Republic tried to please actually the US, and probably it's possible that also Prime Minister Babiš, the Czech Prime Minister, tried to please the US President. But besides that, I think there are also other factors, not to mention them. For example, there will be a bid process over the next days to build a nuclear facility in Czech Republic, and we know that there is a political dispute whether or not Rosatom, the state-owned Russian nuclear company in Russia, should be part of this bid process. We know that the government is against it, but the president, Miloš Zeman, is in favor of it, and perhaps the government tried to discredit the Czech president. Another explanation could be related to the Russian vaccine Sputnik V. We know that due to the serious situation in Czech Republic, which has the highest death toll per capita in the world, the Prime Minister Babiš authorized the use of Sputnik V, which created a lot of debate and opposition inside its government. And perhaps if you probably Prime Minister Babiš try to find an exit, to try to find, I can say, try to demonstrate that that he still has a strong stance, if you like, against Russia. You have to keep in mind that in neighboring Slovakia, the prime minister, who decided to buy Sputnik V last month, has been dismissed due to the fact that the other member of the government and the Slovak president thought that he is isolating his country. So they push him, they compel him to resign from his position of prime minister. And perhaps it's possible that Babiš, who is Slovak also, actually fear perhaps the same fate than the Slovak prime minister, because we know that in Czech Republic also it was really unpopular. Perhaps it's not clear whether it's a so popular decision to accept the Russian vaccine. So probably he tried to, if you like, to backtrack to show that he changed his mind. And perhaps he tried to show that he has, as I said, a strong stance on Russia, and perhaps it is related to this Sputnik V decision. So, but still, it remains to be seen what exactly brought the prime minister to reveal the fact 6 years and a half later. It's not clear, and what it has been even more surprising than what has been announced, that Russia is behind this blast, is the fact that the perpetrators, the Russian perpetrators of this blast, are the people who were involved also in the events in Salisbury in March 2010, in the poisoning of the Mr. Skripal and his daughter, which has brought the death of two other British nationals in March 2018. So those two Russian nationals are also involved in this blast. So you see, that's really, how can I say, astonishing. I mean, to how the Czech Republic did not discover earlier that the same guy who led the attack in Salisbury are the same who attacked also the Czech depot ammunition, and we can raise the question why they also, it still remains unclear why they raise the ammunition. We have some, let's say, answer maybe to that tonight. I mean, it seems that some weapons inside this depot were intended to be exported to Ukraine. So at that time, in October 2014, the war was fierce between Russia and Ukraine, and probably Russia tried to destroy a part of this ammunition which were supposed to be exported to Ukraine to be used against Russia. So after this announcement, during the same press conference, Prime Minister Babiš decided to expel 18 Russian diplomats working in Czechia. And we are learning tonight that Russia is taking also some retaliatory measures against Czechia, with the expulsion of 20 Czech diplomats based in Moscow. So once again, if you see Czech Republic is expelling 18, Russia is expelling 20. So from a diplomatic point of view, we see that the retaliation is higher than the initial measure taken by the Czech Republic. And we are learning also tonight that 5 Polish diplomats working in Moscow will be expelled also, after that Poland expelled 3 Russian diplomats on Friday. And so tomorrow there will be the EU summit at the request of the Prime Minister Babiš to take further additional sanctions, and we can be sure that sanctions will be taken probably due to the proximity between Hungary and Czechia. We can be sure that probably the unanimity will be met tomorrow. In addition to that, we are learning tonight that the UK is bringing warships towards the Black Sea. So this decision will raise the tension also. Let's see whether Russia will take some sanctions against the United Kingdom. And President Macron also announced today that red lines should be established also against Russia, so meaning that if there are red lines, it should be that if those red lines are not, Russia do not comply with those red lines, it means that further sanctions should be established. So we see that a lot of sanctions could be announced this week, coming from the European Union, United Kingdom. And it will be very interesting also to see whether the ruble will sharply drop this week and tonight. And to give you an idea, the exchange rate euro-ruble is at 90, so 90 ruble for 1 euro and 76 ruble for $1. And all those geopolitical decisions or sanctions could have a dramatic effect on the Russian currency. So we see it's very clear that there is a lot of pressure coming on Russia for multiple fronts. And I will not repeat what I said last week, that Turkey brought its support to Ukraine. So we see that many countries are clearly supporting now Ukraine. So we see that Russia needs to handle various negative reactions or action coming from various countries. How Russia will handle it? We will continue to retaliate. Will it finally back down? It remains really difficult to see. And just to give you another layer of the situation, perhaps the worst of the worst that could happen. We are also learning tonight that the health of Alexei Navalny is in danger. Some people say that it's just a matter of days, his death, and so it will have consequences, according to Jack Sullivan, the national security advisor of President Biden. So without elaborating what means exactly consequences, but still we expect that some additional sanctions and perhaps more could be taken against Russia. And we are also learning tonight that demonstration will occur in the streets of Moscow, on various locations in Moscow, in order to if you like, to to thwart, to divert the attention from police. So how also the Russian police will react to those demonstrations? Will it crack down, or will it remain? We will leave people demonstrating. Is really difficult to imagine that the Russian police will not crack down. But if it crack down, there will be reaction. Clearly, the international community, the European Union, United States, and perhaps other countries will watch, will scrutinize exactly what will happen on Wednesday in the street of Moscow, whether people will be allowed to demonstrate, to ask medical access for Alexei Navalny, which is right now on hunger strike for the 19th day, because its hunger strike started on 31st of March to protest against the lack of medical access. He is currently in a camp, in a prison, in a labor camp, which lies 100 kilometers east from Moscow. So we see a very dramatic situation. We see geopolitical, very dramatic personal situation, combined with a lot of pressure from on geopolitical side. So we will see. It will be very interesting to see how the Russian authorities will react to all those pressures coming from various fronts. It will be, I think, a very big test for the Russian administration to test its strength towards the European Union, towards the United States, and towards Turkey.